Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In light of all the transgender headlines, mostly centered around Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner, a topic I've covered very well on this video blog, we're now given a story about the White House hiring its first transgender employee. This person was formerly a policy advisor at the National Center for Transgender Equality, located in Washington, D.C., just like the White House, where they will now be working. Before we decode all this, there's some real interesting connections here, reminding me very much of Bruce to Caitlyn Jenner and the relationship with Obama. With regards to those two, it was June 1st that Obama reached out on the subject, congratulating Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn. June 1st to yesterday, the date of this staffer beginning, August 17th, is a span of exactly 77 days, and that's a very special number to Washington, D.C. It's located on the 77th meridian, known as the American Meridian. And again, this person worked at a lobby for transgender out of Washington, D.C. And again, White House also on this 77th meridian. In Washington, D.C., the Pentagon is 77 feet tall, 5 floors above ground, 2 below, for a total of 7 floors. On September 11th, it was Flight 77 that hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon. So very specific numbers to Washington, D.C. This is the White House staffer. They are named Rafi Friedman Gerspan. Interesting spelling, especially on Friedman. Let's just read CNN's blurb, and then we'll do some decoding, and we'll see how this connects to Bruce Jenner and his upcoming birthday. President Barack Obama has appointed the first openly transgender White House staff member, according to an announcement Tuesday. Rafi Friedman Gerspan, a former policy advisor at the National Center for Transgender Equality, will serve as an outreach and recruitment director in the White House Office of Presidential Personnel. Community leaders and advocates lauded the administration's decision and called Friedman Gerspan a role model, praising her work to empower members of the LGBT community. President Obama has long said he wants his administration to look like the American people. I have understood this to include transgender Americans, NCTE Executive Director Mara Kiesling said. Remember that name. That the first transgender appointee is a transgender woman of color is itself significant, and that the first White House transgender appointee is of a friend is inspiring to me and the countless others who have been touched by Rafi's advocacy. Remember, we were also given the story of Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who was transracial. This was mixed in with the announcement about Bruce Jenner. I showed how all these stories were coded by the same numbers. This is one of several steps the Obama administration has taken to show support for the LGBT community. Last year, Obama signed an executive order that banned federal contractors from discriminating against employees due to their sexual orientation or gender identity. And in April, the president condemned therapies that tried to fix gay and transgender youth and announced the creation of a gender-neutral bathroom in the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, home to many White House staffers. Rafi Friedman Gerspan demonstrates the kind of leadership this administration champions, said Valerie Jarrett, a senior advisor to the president. Her commitment to bettering the lives of transgender Americans, particularly transgender people of color and those in poverty, reflects the values of this administration. All right, so here's what's interesting. Rafi Friedman Gerspan is a name with some interesting gematria. 31 is the 11th prime number, an important number to Scottish Rite Freemasonry. And with regards to the number 11, if you sum 1 through 11, it totals 66, a number of importance to women, which we will get to. The name Friedman, gematria of 39. Again, very significant number to the Masons, to the Zionists. He said this was in response to fix gay. Fix is a 39 word, I'll just add. The name Gerspan, gematria of 33 and 42, numbers we often see coded into hoaxes. Just like the color green, which this person is posing in an awfully goofy looking photo. The name in Pythagorean gematria is sort of interesting. The name in simple English gematria is where I make the connections. Raffi 40, Friedman 66, Gerspan 96. And with regards to these numbers 66 and 96, they are very central to Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I showed how this whole unveiling of Bruce Jenner was by the numbers. Vanity Fair has gematria of 53, where Bruce Jenner posed on as Caitlyn, just like the word transgender. And the word gender in simple English gematria is 53. In Pythagorean, transgender is 53. In simple English, gender is 53. And think about how the name Jenner sounds like gender. All this was going on while Obama was 53 years old. It was years earlier, in 2009, on the date May 3rd, 5-3, that the show predicted Bruce Jenner would transition. Think about that. 6 years prior, somehow Family Guy knew. If you've seen my video on Family Guy, you've seen that it is very much connected by these same Masonic Zionist numbers, which is how they did know. Now get this, Truth Seeker. This year, October 28th, 2015, that will be Bruce Jenner's 66th birthday. 66th birthday, date of 10/28/15, a date with 53 numerology. This number coded all over his transition. So on the date with 53 numerology, he will turn 66 years old, the number of woman. And this person entering the White House is a man transitioning to a woman. Okay? Jenner, 66 gematria, just like woman. All this coming in the year that he turns 66. Now, with regards to 96, remember this person has 66 and 96 coded into their last name, Friedman Gerspan. With regards to 96 and Bruce Jenner, check this out. His first wife, very suspicious name, Christy Crownover, CC33. Christy Crownover has gematria of 96 and 105, numbers connected to Freemasonry and Zionism. Notice that Freemason's 96, Satanism's 96, knowledge is 96. When Bruce Jenner and Christy Crownover had their first child, it was born on 9/6. 9/6. Like I said, these numbers on this person, very specific to Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, Freemasonry, Zionism, and this story coming in the wake of all these other transgender-related stories, very much centered around Bruce Jenner. Now get this, the director of the National Center for Transgender Equality, where Raffi Friedman Gerspan was just hired from, the head of that is Mara Kiesling. Mara Kiesling has some interesting gematria in simple English. Mara, another 33 word. Kiesling, 86. Remember, 86 represents words such as symbol, triangle, pyramid. And when you put the name together, it sums to 119, like Star of David. The symbol for Zionist Israel. 2 three-sided figures, a lot like 3-3. This agency, this center has been in place since 2003, so for 12 years. Remember, 12 is the number that represents complete in numerology. Perhaps the agenda is nearly complete. Perhaps these headlines, these stories, these television programming have set a ball in motion that will forever maintain its course. I think most of this stuff is targeted at children to confuse them. Also, with regards to that color green, Truth Seeker, that they like to put in the hoaxes, green has gematria of 49. And with regards to 49 in Bruce Jenner, the name Bruce has simple English gematria of 49. The headline on the cover of Vanity Fair, Call Me Caitlyn, has Pythagorean gematria of 49. See how they like to do this? Bruce, no, Call Me Caitlyn. In my other video, I showed how his car wreck, the Arthur Ashe Award at the ESPYs, all this stuff was synced up by the same numbers. Talking about the White House, Caitlyn has gematria of 84, a number very important to Obama, who has that name in Jewish gematria, or that number in Jewish gematria, 84. His birthday is August 4th. He's a lawyer, a word with 84 gematria. The word, or the name of the person that Bruce Jenner supposedly killed, that person's name was Kim Howe in the car wreck on February 7th, 27, a lot like 27, the age he was when his brother died, who had name gematria of 27. Kim Howe, more name gematria of 84. And if you can recall this, Truth Seeker, on Obama's 6th year, 6th month, and 6th day of being president, 6th year, 6th month, 6th day, the satanic Baphomet statue was released in Detroit, Michigan. People noticed that the Baphomet was missing the breasts, a gender mutilation. Anyway, the woman they sent out to cover that reporting for the satanic statue, this came out on the same day that I Am Kate debuted. This came out on the same date that was Obama's 6th year, 6th month, 6th day in office. Same day that Bobby Christina Brown died. All these events on that day connected by the number 666. But look at the woman that they sent out to unveil that statue. Priya Man. Evoking something. A woman with the name Man on this special day. Name gematria of 666. Can you see how this sick web is spun together? And look at who's doing it. The media. Who's ran by these Masonic Zionists. Who give us all these stories. All these hoaxes. I think all this stuff's connected. I used to laugh when people said that Michelle Obama was a man named Michael LaVaughn Robinson, but these days I really wonder. All these events syncing up, all these stories coming together. We have real problems in this world that need addressing, but we're always constantly distracted with nonsensical stuff like this, giving issues like this to fight and divide over and occupy our minds with. And again, for the children to confuse. So that's pretty much the message, Truth Seeker. Hopefully it was clear. Until next time.